Hello and welcome to a very special video. Today we're going to talk about the endless tide of Ultramarine releases. The most obviously underserved faction in us underserved faction. Alright, well let me just open with this. Don't buy the combat control or patrol. Just don't. I'm going to explain why in a minute, but let's cover the customization sprue and the transfer sheet real quick. So my thoughts on the sprue itself is that there's a good number of potential character heads, especially like the bearded guy in the Mark 7 style helmet. A overabundance of a variety of shields. You get 2 tilt shields for, yeah, okay. You get a couple items for vehicle customization. That's fine. You get an underwhelming chest piece for the Terminators, which has such a understated Ultramarine U that I almost didn't notice it initially. Terminator at a head that does nothing for me, and it's okay, but it doesn't match the old sprue. Honestly, they should keep the old sprue in production as well. And you'd have 2 fairly okay. You'd have the newer shoulder pads in some of the helmets, but then you'd have a lot of that older stuff that was pretty good. I mean, I still think the older sprue is just better, but that's pretty much the same with Blood Angels and Space Wolves and blah, 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 blah. Let's not linger on that. The Ultramarines upgrade transfer sheet is... It's underwhelming to me. For the symbols that you're going to need the most of, there seems to be kind of a lack of them. The symbols that you're going to need the least of, there seems to be the most. It's a transfer sheet that none of the iconography's bad, but a lot of it just kind of goes... I think you could just find someone to print you off a sheet that would have more consistent iconography that you would use. You get more of it, and you'd probably get it for less of a price than they're asking. Okay, so we're back to the Combat Patrol. So what do you get in the Combat Patrol? We get the Librarian, Tigris, so you get a name character. You get 3 Blade Guard. You get 3 Aggressors, who I always call the Sumo Suit Boys. You get 5 Reavers, and you get 5 Intercessors. Now, to be perfectly honest, what does this say? How does this say Ultramarines to anyone? Anyone? Because this doesn't feel like an Ultramarine force. This seems like discount force a symbol, let's just say. First off, the bread and butter of the Ultramarines has always been the fact that they're kind of a generalist. So you have specialized unit, specialized unit, specialized unit, and then intercessors. So honestly, the Ultramarines did not need a combat patrol. There are a number of combat patrols out there that offer more consistent, more thematic forces that are not chapter related that would fit perfectly fine with an Ultramarine force. That this is really nothing more, in my honest opinion, note opinion, than a warehouse clearer. This screams Skyhammer formation, if you get my gist on there. Or any of the tons and tons of examples of Games Workshop putting a thing out at a discount and then discontinuing it within a very short period of time. And I mean this from a really basic thing. I want to warn people off buying this individual box. It's not that it's a Primaris box, because I just don't care. It's that I look at this and I go, 2 of these units scream to me that they're going to get the Stormcast treatment. They're going to go Legends because they're redundant. So how are they redundant? Aggressors, you already have both flavors of Terminators. Terminators are both iconic and more popular. Aggressors are just kind of dopey, and they were a way for them to lie to their customer base, or mislead if you prefer, in my opinion. that they were not making Primaris as a replacement, which was BS, and we all know it. Aggressors serve no purpose. They're going to eventually go off to the land of legends and be forgotten as that goofy sumo suit guy. Reavers, same thing. We have scouts. They serve effectively the same purpose. They're a terror troop, which doesn't scream Ultramarines, just talking about the theming there. And honestly, they feel more like something that the Night Lords would be filling, honestly. They don't really scream any real particular place. And when you already have, well, updated Scout Marines, these guys are just redundant. They don't really do anything that particularly interesting. And honestly, I don't believe they're that popular. You might like them. You're the exception, buddy. You're not the rule. Same with aggressors. So to me, this box just says, don't buy it. If you have to, wait till someone like parts out and get like the Blade Guard or the 5 Intercessors or Trigeras cheap. Outside of that, just avoid aggressors and reavers. They are 2 units that I believe are going to go, like with Stormcast, they're going to go legends. They'll be forgotten. You'll have wasted your money on them. There are better options. Because I'm going to go into a little bit of fury, but my opinion of this box, don't buy it. Be non-binary, if you get my gist on there. Just don't buy the damn thing. Just don't buy it. It's a waste of your money. My personal opinion on this box is really simple. It is... The Primaris as a concept is going away. It was a stupid concept. It was a way to skirt around replacing the original Space Marines. And I think what we're seeing is we're going to see consolidation of the Primaris line, and it's going to look eerily similar to original Space Marines. I believe that you're going to start seeing a shedding of the goofier, least popular unit options. Aggressors and Reavers are good examples of this. They're going to start tightening it back up, and you're going to see it start looking a lot like the Space Marines of yore were. You're going to see a couple additional units. I think that Blade Guard to stay around because they're kind of like an honor guard in a way. They're not really the same thing, but they serve a similar purpose. People like to use them for that. You're going to see a few of these different units, but I think what you're going to see is you're going to eventually see an Intercessor tactical squad brought in that's going to tie into different flavors of Intercessor and give them a more tactical style. You're going to see more mixed armors. We're already got Assault Terminators. You already have a lot of the founding blocks of what Space Marines were, and that's where I believe the line is going. So a lot of these superfluous little units are going to vanish because they serve their purpose. They were there to avoid people saying or being able to have the concrete basis to say you're just replacing original Space Marines, and to get people to buy into the new line. Well, they've done that. They serve no purpose. They're not distinct enough or interesting enough or popular enough for people to really want them to hang around. The things that are going to be the most popular are going to be the ones that serve very interesting points. They're very fun units. They're ones that people like. They stand out, and they don't have units that are more popular than them that do the exact same thing. So I feel that you're going to see in the next probably 5-10 year period, and probably closer to 5, a consolidation of the lines, especially when it comes to Primaris, because of 1, the overhead of maintaining as many kits as they have. 2, they're going to want to maintain the iconic stylings of Space Marines. And 3, well, they've already used these units. They're not probably going to keep selling consistently. So it's time for them to get them sold off in one of these, oops, guys, we sold you a bunch of stuff and then threw it out of the system boxes, which is what this is. So I'm not trying to be mean to anyone. I'm just telling you, if you're interested in this, this is not a box to buy. Go buy any of the other ones, and honestly, avoid any aggressor reaver, or those ridiculous moon helmeted guys with the dual wielding like heavy bolters and jump packs. Just avoid all of the goofier Primaris units. Go for the more static stuff that's going to serve a purpose, and it'll probably be around a good 10 years before they decide that they need to wipe Primaris out again and go to the next thing, which will probably be something stupid like Titan Marines or something. Who knows? Anyways, thanks for joining me. I hope this was helpful, and if you like my stuff, sign up or something, and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.